Cigars and Audemars, it's reserved for bosses only. The prestige of where we are, small circle is members only. Went from grinding to rich forever. We was down, now we ball forever. Cigars and Audemars.
You know, when you sit down and you start talking to Lou, there's just no telling what the hell is gonna happen.
Well, hey, let it happen.
Let it happen.
Let it happen.
All right. So now I'm sitting down with Mr. David Bohanan, one of the owners. Let me get it right, of ElJefe Cigar Company. Is that right?
That's right.
ElJefe Cigar Company. But see, I've known this man for a minute, not just.
Yeah, for a minute. For a minute. This is a good person. This is a good person.
I'm a good person.
You're a good person.
I'm all right.
You're all right.
I passed the Bo test.
Yeah, because I'm a brick wall. Takes a lot to get through.
You know what? But you always talk to me.
Why not?
That's what I'm saying.
Why
There's
not?
just absolutely. Do we have a lighter on this table? Let me see that.
Turn around this way.
What's going on with it this way?
They might not want their light on.
Yes, they do. This is ATL Cigar Company. Some of the finest cigars going on right about now. Shout out to ATL. Oh, I know them. They know me. They know Lou.
Okay.
They knew Lou over at ATL. But
I want to give my boy Jay a shout out.
oh, now
Big Boy.
please let's talk about Jay at Big Boy Cigars. One of my favorite cigars being the ATL Shorty, which is not out right now, which we waiting on to come back in.
Yeah.
Which you know, like one of my first interviews that I did that with Jay.
Oh, really?
Yes, Jay is the homie.
Yeah.
And one of Lou's biggest supporters.
Yeah. Jay's from my neck of the woods. When you hear the term rags to riches or something like that, that's our story. Both of us grew up Bankhead, Harris Homes in that area, and it's like it's good to see us, as black men, to be able to step out of a circumstance and become something that's greater than you ever anticipated.
Facts.
Because I never anticipated owning a business. I never anticipated doing being in the Navy as long as I was. I never anticipated none of that. So, but my life changed. I start growing up. I'm gonna tell you why that happened. When I got out of boot camp, I was in Chicago. We was touring the city, and I ran into this neighborhood, these big nice houses, $500,000-$600,000 houses, and I saw black men my age. I was about 20 at the time, 20, 21 years old. These guys had families coming out of these houses with briefcases, getting their Mercedes and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, that's something I've never seen before.
Uh-huh.
So I made a choice then that if I left the Navy, I would never go back to that life.
Uh-huh.
So I went to college while I was in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Finished college. I got out the military. I never used my college degree. Unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
It's there if I need it, but I've never used it. Reasons being because once I got out, I was so focused on building something for me that college did a lot, but I didn't want to have to answer to people. So I started trying to find ways to start my own businesses. I had a yacht detailing business, had a car detailing business. What else did I do? That's about it, because they lasted a long time before I moved back to Atlanta. When I got back to Atlanta, I've been smoking cigars since I was 17.
Uh-huh.
And I'm 54 now.
Uh-huh.
When I moved back to Atlanta, I met this girl, and she took me to a cigar lounge.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't know that such things existed. I had never seen one before.
Okay.
So she took me to one. And the vibe was so cool to just sit there and smoke, be able to interact with people, talk to people. and stuff like that. And then I said, you know something, maybe I need to think about doing this as a business. I didn't know how lucrative it was, but I just wanted something that would keep my bills paid. So started visiting a lot of other cigar lounges. Then I was saying, you know, this is kind of cool. And I met up with Chris Montana.
Okay. Shout out to Chris Montana.
Shout out to Montanas. I started going to Montanas. Montana was a cool vibe. You know, everybody, when you walk in there, if you there more than twice, you consider family over there. And that's just the bottom line. You consider family. Just like here, you come here more than once, you consider family.
I'm family everywhere then.
You are.
All right.
You are.
We know that.
But Chris and I got together, and I told him I want to open a shop. He said, "Where you want to do it at?" I want to say down in St. Mary's, in South Georgia. For the ones that don't know, the shop is called ElJefe Cigars. Chris came down to St. Mary's, set my humidor up, set my cash register up, did everything he could to get me started. That's what I call a friend and a brother, because he didn't have to come down there and spend his money on the weekend to help me with my situation.
But you know what that is, right? You know, you talking about you being in the Navy.
Yeah.
You know what that thing is.
Hey, it is what it is. Oh, that don't mean that. That don't mean that. That don't mean that.
These Marines, baby.
That doesn't mean that. But me and this dude has been close for about 5 years now.
That's what's up, though.
And then we
But you know, I had to put that Marine Corps plug in there.
I saw.
You know, I have to put the Marine Corps plug.
I'm Navy, so they work for us. So she worked for me. So it's just that simple.
That's what they want to believe.
Who came first? Wait. Who
that's
came
not
first?
what we're gonna talk about.
Wait. No. Who came first?
I'm not going to allow him.
Who came first?
To do that.
Who came first? Who came first?
You know what? Okay, sir.
Okay. But anyway,
I'm going to be the gracious host that I am.
Anyway, I started Gotti Life. Then Chris and I was sitting down one day at another cigar lounge. And he said, you know something, we should do something together.
Okay.
We talked about it. We found the location. We came and looked at it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, man, we can't afford this. That's what I'm thinking in my mind.
Right.
But luckily, the guy who owns the building is a retired Army. He said, I'm going to give you this. And to be honest with you, when he said give it to you, he gave it to us.
Oh, that's cool.
We created ElJefe Cigars.
That's what's up.
We've been gone for 2 years strong now. We're making money. We didn't get any loans from the bank.
Oh, that's good.
All this came out of pocket. We own all our cigars. We have no credit with anybody. Our humidor is one of the best, I think, in the city.
I agree. Because
everybody here is just they happy to be here. They sit back and they talk. We even have retired mayors here. We have police officers here. We have city council members here. We have doctors here. We have lawyers here. So it's like it's one of those things to where you feel comfortable talking to these people because you find out that they're just like us.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
the thing that we have in common is the leaf.
Exactly.
That's the thing that brings us together.
Exactly.
And from there, the leaf brings conversation.
Exactly.
It brings comparability.
Exactly.
And we move from there.
And it brings real conversation.
Yeah, it does.
I've never heard anybody in here talk about another person.
That's what's up.
And if we talking money, how to make money, and what we're gonna do with the money to help others.
And y'all notice that I didn't have to ask any questions. He just went down the line with everything. But there is one question that he did not answer. And I do get to ask him one question.
Go ahead.
When did you fall in love with cigars? You know, that's Lou's question.
When I was 17 years old.
You said when you were 17.
I'm going to tell you why.
All right.
We used to ride the Hilton Head every summer. And my uncle used to always have cigars in his mouth.
Okay.
So I decided one day when I was like maybe 10 years old, I'm going to steal one of his cigars and I'm going to smoke it.
Oh. So we're going to be Mr. Grown.
I lit that cigar and got so sick, it wasn't even funny. But as I got older, a lot of my friends were smoking weed, smoking cigarettes. I hate the smell of cigarettes. Hate the smell of weed. Never smoked a blunt a day in my life. Well, Well, let me rephrase that. My 50th birthday, I went to Vegas and I went to the dispensary and I got one.
How was that?
It was great. Never did it since. But getting back to my story,
Okay, back to the story.
when I turned 17, I met this girl. Her mother smoked cigars.
Really?
Yeah, so me and her mother became friends. I was dating the daughter, so but her mother liked me. So one day I said, let me try one of those. She gave it to me. She taught me how to smoke.
Okay.
She taught me from how to light, how
Uh-huh.
to cut,
Uh-huh.
to how to smoke.
Okay.
And I enjoyed that cigar so much. And it was a cheap one. It was like a Garcia Vega, I think it was.
Oh, really?
And I smoked that. I smoked those cigars for like 4 years.
Uh-huh.
Then when I moved on the base, I started smoking Romeo and Juliet's.
Okay.
And over time, my palate just broadened and broadened and broadened.
It does normally.
And now I've smoked everything in my humidor,
Mm-hmm.
with the exception of the sweet cigars. I don't like sweet cigars.
I don't.
My palate is burned out because I normally smoke nothing but Maduros.
Uh-huh.
My food has to be seasoned maybe 3 times the norm,
Uh-huh.
but it's worth it.
Yeah, but you do that several. How many cigars? You told me once. How many cigars do you smoke in a day?
Now I'm down to 5.
Down to 5.
Down to 5.
What was your
I used to
maximum?
smoke 8.
8. Okay. So for the people, since you're the serious cigar connoisseur, what are your top? What's your go-to cigar? What is your go-to cigar?
Be honest with you.
Okay, be honest. We want the real. This is from Mr. David Bohanan. His top go-to cigars.
The Bankhead,
Ooh, Dirty South Bankhead.
South Bankhead by Big Boys.
That's Big Boy
my
cigars.
go-to.
Shout out one more time.
My second would be the Short Story by Arturo Fuente.
All right, short story.
My third will probably be the Plasencia. Alma
Plasencia.
de Fuego.
Okay,
Yeah, and that's it.
that's it.
That's it.
And your morning coffee, because you like coffee like me.
Y'all like coffee. I love coffee.
You like coffee like me. I'm still drinking coffee.
My morning coffee, anything I can get my hands on.
There you go.
Cause I'm cheap, so I got a Keurig. So I sometimes I'll get a couple of cups of coffee from here and take it home, and I'll drink that in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
At lunchtime I do the same thing. I drink coffee at lunch.
Mm-hmm.
At dinner, when I'm after I eat, I may drink some tea, or I may get some Kool-Aid and mix some Tito's in it. I'm not
Tito's
a drinker.
and
For those that know
Kool-Aid?
me, yeah. For those that know me, they know I'm not a drinker, so I have to have something sweet.
Tito's and Kool-Aid.
Tito's, Kool-Aid, and simply pineapple.
I can't get over the Kool-Aid part.
Yeah.
Note to self: Kool-Aid and Tito's.
I told you I was different.
You are.
I told you I was different.
You are. You are. Most
But-
definitely.
But fortunately, I have something in common with all my friends, and I love my friends. I respect my friends. I'm loyal to my friends. This leaf has brought me so many people I can depend on, so many loyal people, so many people that got my back, even behind my back.
Facts.
And I just want to tell those that watch this, that I know and that knows me, that I consider friend, thank you.
Yes.
Because I would not be where I am today without you guys.
Facts. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
See, this wasn't hard at all, was it?
Mm.
It ain't never hard to sit down and talk to Lou.
No, it ain't never hard to sit down, especially when you're not in a setting to where you have to be someone you're not.
I don't ever want you to be anyone that you're not, because one thing that this is about, it's about the true human experience that we have. The leaf brings us together.
It does.
But there are so many different stories behind the people who actually smoke cigars.
Exactly.
And I realize that as being, when I talk to y'all, connoisseurs of 20 years plus, 10, 15, 20 years plus, 30 years. Yeah, you started as a child. You had no business with a cigar in your mouth, sir.
Hey, a lot of people have no business doing a lot of things.
Honey, what you talking about? But what I'm saying is, the cigar is the thing that brings us here. It's the human experience behind the cigar that I highlight. That's the whole
Exactly.
purpose of my platform. Yeah, we like to smoke. Yes, I'm gonna talk about cigars. Yes, that's our baseline. But I want to put the spotlight on the people and the amazing stories that they have.
Oh yeah,
You know what
definitely,
I'm saying?
definitely.
That's my thing, because it's gonna be someone, yeah, they may do something, but it's something about that person that put
Exactly.
the spark in me to want to bring them in front of my camera. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly. Well, what sparked you to bring me in front of your
First of all, you David Book.
camera? Enough said.
I don't need to say nothing else.
I love her.
I love him too.